There was an individual who wrote to me yesterday, and they basically said I was crazy because I said the stock market is fake. The same individual said that their bank stock is up, their 401k is up, so there's no way the stock market can be fake. I'm wrong. I guess this individual didn't read the array of articles that came out yesterday. Apparently they didn't pay attention to any news. CNBC, New York Fed to extend operations to pump money into markets through November 4th. This easing, this quantitative easing, 6, 7, 8, whatever you want to call it now, has been extended 3 weeks. This repo operation has been extended 3 weeks. Yet people like this individual believe that there's no market rigging, there's no manipulation, that things are okay. Yet the federal government needs to come in and inject hundreds of billions of more dollars into the repo market to keep the system functioning. But no, it's not fake, right? It's Saturday, October 5th, 2019. Before we start today, please like this video. Please make sure you share this video with everyone you know, your friends, family, churches. Blast it all over social media. Make sure that you hit that bell notification down below so that you're updated with the newest video. At this point, basically everything is fake. The stock market is fake. The unemployment numbers are fake. The job numbers are fake. Everything is absolutely faked and manipulated at this point. I want to go over some of the job numbers. The government reported Friday that payrolls increased by 136,000. They missed the 145,000 estimate. And again, a lot of these jobs that we're getting are low-paying part-time jobs, seasonal jobs now. The holidays are coming up, so this gives it a boost. But the number one sector was education and health services. So we're going to see more medical assistance. We're going to see more outpatient care, more outpatient type medical assistance. And these are not high-paying jobs by any stretch of the imagination. And this is a growing field because we have so much obesity in America. So again, the health services is expanding because this nation is ill, this nation is obese. So it's a no-brainer that this is where the jobs are going. So we got 40,000 jobs with education, health services. These are not high-paying jobs. Professional business services, 34,000. Government jobs, added 22,000 government jobs. The government seems to continue to grow. Leisure and hospitality, 21,000. Again, these are people making beds at hotels. These are people making mochas at Starbucks. These are bartenders. These are pedicurists, massage therapists, gym trainers, low-paying jobs. Transport and warehouse, again, leisure and hospitality increased 21,000. Transportation, warehouse, 15,700. Not high-paying jobs. Information, 9,000. Construction, we picked up 7,000. Out here, basic construction jobs pay about $10, $12, $14 an hour. Financial activities, 3,000. Wholesale trade, 2,400. Mining and logging, more high-paying type jobs, added 0. Utilities, negative 1,800. These are jobs that actually pay. We're losing. Manufacturing, this is where the middle class was built. Manufacturing jobs, we lost 2,000. Retail, trade, we lost 11,400. So anybody that thinks these job numbers are great, I totally disagree. Many of these jobs not full-time. These are 20, 29, 30-hour type jobs. And again, this is not going to support the economy here in America. Let's talk about what's really happening. GM strike ripples across economy, raising new recession fears. 46,000 workers in North America, at the North American plants, are sitting idle, no work. Lansing, Michigan. This is what is being reported right now. In Lansing, Michigan, 85 tractor trailers full of hoods, bumpers, and other assorted parts sat unloaded today. More evidence of the cost of this strike. And it seems like it may go on longer. Recessionary shockwaves, this is on Zero Hedge, slam U.S. economy. This article talks about the consequences of this strike with General Motors and the rippling effects that it's having in the economy right now through part suppliers, how it's affecting local businesses like restaurants and bars. This doesn't just affect General Motors. I mean, this affects the companies that deliver the parts. It affects the towns, the hotels, the bars, the restaurants, and everything that's dependent on General Motors in these areas. The strike has chopped $400 million in direct wages out of the U.S. economy, half coming from Michigan. The suppliers are taking a beating. The trucking companies that transport the parts, companies like American Axle and Lear Corporation, said that the strike is costing them $2 million a day, each company. And they are having to lay off employees. It will be difficult at some point to recover the lost production for 2019. Zero Hedge mall vacancy rate hits 8-year high. The average mall vacancy rate keeps climbing here in America. Right now, it is at 9.4%, and that to me seems very, very low. We're still seeing massive store closures, and so that number is obviously going to rise into 2020. As a direct result, the tipping point for U.S. commercial real estate is approaching fast. I cannot stress enough, whether I'm in Riverside County, San Bernardino County, even parts of Orange County, where I'm seeing an uptick in vacant commercial real estate, but there's a large amount in Riverside and San Bernardino of vacant commercial real estate, and commercial real estate is in big trouble in 2020 because it's in big trouble right now. Wolfstreet.com, Daimler-owned Freightliner. Freightliner, the large trucking company, we're seeing big layoffs. They're laying off 450 workers out of 2,878 employees at their Cleveland plant. They're laying off another 450 out of 1,714 employees at the Mount Holly, North Carolina plant. Effective October 14, 2019. So nearly another 1,000 people will be unemployed. So, I don't get these job numbers. I don't know how the U.S. economy can be growing when we are losing jobs this fast. Class 8 truck orders are down 71% from a year ago. You know why that is? Because people aren't buying as much stuff at the stores. Amazon, e-commerce, and the internet are not shipping as much as they were a year ago because that stuff all gets shipped by truck. Truck orders are down. Class 8, the big boys, down 71%. Again, this is because of the concerns of manufacturing, China, and construction here in America all slowing down. A global slowdown and a retail apocalypse is affecting the trucking industry. Bank crisis hits India. Also on Zero Hedge today. Make sure that you are doing your due diligence. Make sure that you don't believe everything that I'm telling you or believing anything anybody's telling you. Look this stuff up for yourself. Bank crisis hits India. Every one of you should be reading this article right here on Zero Hedge. PMC Bank has been caught cooking the books and misreporting non-performing loans. What a surprise. American banks would never do that to you, right? Financial institutions here in America would never deceive you. This has spooked depositors, investors, and government officials. The bank deceptively reflected a rosy picture of its financial perimeters. American banks would never do that to you. The Reserve Bank of India took over PMC last week and has prevented the bank from new loan creation. Oh boy, big trouble. While nearly 900,000 depositors, people like you and I, have been informed that capital controls are being placed on their accounts for the next 6 months. Depositors are being locked out of their accounts. How many people woke up that morning in India and didn't even think anything was wrong? It was just a rosy picture. Everything was okay. 900,000 people now in India are not going to get their money out of PMC. Many fear the worst, as the bank has likely failed. This means wipeout. Can it happen here? Yes, it can. Again, these people put their trust in the bank. They woke up that morning believing their money was safe. 900,000 depositors now cannot get access to their money. I want to go over a few names with you, and I guess this is a representation of what a great economy looks like. HP Inc., U.S. personal computer maker, Hewlett-Packard, said that it will cut up to 16% of its workforce to cut cost. WeWork, cutting 5,000 jobs, 1/3 of their workforce. Kroger is laying off hundreds of employees. Sports Illustrated, half their newsroom is being laid off. Uber, 435 employees cut, including members of its product and engineering team. The economy is doing great. John Deere, set to lay off 150 employees at their Quad City plants. Bayou Steel, filed for bankruptcy on Tuesday, laid off 376 workers. U.S. Steel idled 2 of its blast furnaces earlier this year. Elanco Animal Healthcare Inc. went public a year ago. Monday said it will lay off 250 workers to save $12 million in 2020. Lazard Asset Management, cutting 7% of its employees in its asset management division and closing some investment funds by year end. Booming economy. Advanced Engineering Corp laying off 114 employees. Daimler Trucks North America laying off 450 workers at its Mount Holly plant and 450 at its Cleveland plant. We discussed that earlier. Genesis Healthcare, the company, laid off 585 people out of the 10,000 employees that they have. Political uncertainty is adding to this chaos that we're watching take place right before our very eyes. My advice to everybody out there right now is buckle up, because the ride is about to get much, much more bumpy. So I'm going to wrap it up right here on this beautiful Saturday night. Before I go, I want to respond one last time to that individual who claims that the stock market is not manipulated. Please wake up. The stock market is 100% rigged and manipulated. Ask yourself a real honest question. Why would the Federal Reserve have to step in and inject billions, hundreds of billions of dollars into the U.S. banking system? How could you not call that manipulation? Where the Federal Reserve is putting money out of thin air and injecting it into these financial institutions. Federal Reserve going to lower rates again at the end of this October. I'm 100% on that. They are going to lower. And you believe that this is not manipulating the markets? These markets are completely dependent on the Federal Reserve injecting money, cutting rates. They're completely reliant on corporate buybacks also. Yet corporate buybacks, a corporation, a company buying its own stock, is not propping up a market. The Federal Reserve injecting billions of dollars into banks and into these markets is not manipulation. Lowering rates even more than they are now is not manipulation. Dear sir, please wake up. Don't be like these people in India who thought that everything was okay, that their money was safe. And to everybody watching this video right now, please take a big lesson out of what we just talked about, what happened in India and PMC. This could happen in America. People in India didn't think this was going to happen, just like people in America will wake up Monday morning and think that their money's safe. Not saying that there's going to be a bank collapse or a bank run. Is there a potential for that? Yes, there's big potential. Again, hundreds of billions of dollars are being injected into your banks right now, yet A majority of Americans, the herd, the masses, the sheep, believe their money is safe and sound. Most of you know it's not. Most of you probably don't have most of your money in the bank, just enough to cover the bills. Most of you have already gotten your valuables and assets out of your safety deposit boxes sitting in these banks, who are the biggest thieves in the world. When these banks go down, they're locking the doors. You're not getting your cash. You're not getting your safety deposit boxes, and you're not getting your assets out of those boxes. The biggest crooks, the biggest threats to America are banks, and especially the central bank, the Federal Reserve. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you share this video and make sure that you are protecting yourself. Make sure you're preparing and make sure you're protecting yourself. Do not be a victim like the 900,000 people who were just victimized in India. Most of you are quite aware of what's going on. Most of you know that one of the biggest threats are the banks. And if you want to take the power, people go, what can I do? What can I do? Well, you know what? Stop putting your money in these big banks. Look at a credit union. Go to a local, smaller bank. Do business with them. The way to take the power away from these big banks is not to deal with them. Why are we supporting Hollywood? Why are you paying $15 or $20 for a movie ticket when they're going to take a portion of that money and use it against you, to use it against your gun rights, your religious freedom? They're going to use it against what you believe in. They're going to use it against your First Amendment. Why are we supporting Hollywood? Why are we paying $15 for a ticket? Why are we supporting the NFL when they take a knee and spit on our flag? Why are we supporting this? People say, what can I do? You know what you can do? Stop giving money to the enemy. Start supporting the people and the companies that believe in what we believe in, that believe in America. Companies that aren't selling us out. A company like Walmart, who no longer is going to sell ammunition when they run out of their inventories. The day I found that out was the last day I ever shopped at a Walmart. And so the thousands of dollars a year that I spent, at a Walmart, they're no longer going to get. And if enough people do the same thing, they're going to feel it. There's other options out there. So we got to start thinking with our wallet and where we're spending money and where we're spending our time. I'm going to leave it there. God bless every one of you. God bless the greatest country in the world right here, America. It's not perfect, but I'm praying for it every day. And I'm praying for every one of you too. God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk very soon.